You've tested with Sister Yu Chan.
Yu Chan tested already. Yeah, it's fun. Sister actually is in Lumbini. Now it's 4 o'clock. Sister Yu Chan is in Lumbini now.
Oh, okay. Wonderful.
4 a.m. in the morning.
Wow.
Over there.
Okay. And then
okay, stop now. Okay, let us start now. Warm welcome to our Broadmasters, Hualien Dharma team, and brothers and sisters around the globe to Saturday Hualien Dharma Talk. A very good morning. Let us start the session for today. Now, let us send our sincere prayers into the 10 directions. May the Saharan be free from disaster and peace prevails in the world. Let us sing the prayer song with sincere piousness.
Sister Lily cannot hear.
In my heart, I feel deep gratefulness.
Can hear right now?
yes, can hear.
All my heart is filled with sincere prayer from all corners of the world. Let us join our hearts and pray for a world of harmony and peace. From my heart, I pray. May we join our hands, our hearts as one. Spread the seeds of great love, nurture wisdom evermore. Let us fill the world with
May all minds be clarified, may there be peace in the community, may there be no disasters in this world. Now let us together pray for universal love and blessing. With loving respect, gratitude, and confidence, let us wish every person in our lives a healthy body, an enlightened mind, and a total fulfillment in universal love. Now let us expand this consciousness to include every person in the world, every being in the universe. Let our unified love make this wonderful world even better. Let us all immerse ourselves in the joyful embrace of universal love. Before we hear the wonderful sharing, let us invite our masters to lead us in paying homage to the Vege Journey. Let us pay our respects to these teachings and explanations to the Buddha and Master Ching Yuan by making 3 sincere vows. Please rise, palms together. First bow. Second bow. Third bow. And a bow to our beloved Abode Masters who could join us today. Today we have Sister Yu Chan from Tzu Chi Singapore. Now she actually is in Lumbini around 4 a.m. now. Okay, then we'll follow by Brother Poh Joo, who will be sharing on the songwriting and storytelling through the Sutra. Okay, now let us invite Sister Su Ching for the weekly summary. And Sister, everyone, over to you, Sister Su Ching.
Okay, hi, good morning. Good morning, everyone. Thank you so much, Sister Lily. Okay, here we are. So 1st of July was last week. Already the second half of the year. We had Brother Su Kwan recently in Taiwan. Were ceremony so grand. 1,000 volunteers came together in a united band. Master's strength was renewed as many bodhisattvas shine, emerging in many places worldwide. 'Tis a sacred sign. Is this the end to the pandemic's toll? Uncertain we navigate with a humble soul, respectful of Mother Nature's grace, promoting love and compassion with gentle embrace. The Tzu Chi Foundation and Buddha's Light are committed to loving kindness and compassion bright, helping the poor and educating the rich. Cultivating virtues is our noble pitch. Meet Mr. Subas, who has polio's embrace, yet he runs a business as his life's chase. The bamboo and rice bank stories the volunteers shared moved him to don the volunteer vest and a calling declared. Upon witnessing oral cancer strife, he chose to change and embrace a new life. A faithful home visit moved his caring and still capable hands. He can diversify earnings with other things, and his neighbors' help did extend. Taiwan's light to Malaysia gleams, to Burma and India illuminating dreams. Story 2's base in Penang was Madam Lee's plea. A kidney failure patient, she was taken care of by the Tzu Chi family. The sisters cared for her hygiene and her bed sores were treated. 1,000 eyes see compassion emerge undefeated. Madam Lee departed later, but Tzu Chi's love she felt. From one to many, all challenges the volunteers dealt. Life's impermanence is a poignant thought. Sow good seeds while you still can and reap what's sought. In Myanmar, the Tabawa Center was in bad need of cleanliness. The old, weak, sick, and dying we face with profound sadness. Through Tima's touch, darkness in souls were lightened. A new, clean, prefabricated home was a love's gift from heaven. 3 stories, 3 countries plight. Tzu Chi's love is shining bright. Through trials and tears, compassion prevails, uniting hearts as humanity is unveiled. Then we have Brother Zhe Huang. In tales, we find reflections deep. An affluent man was wrapped in worry's keep. His children trapped in a burning home, unaware absorbed they freely roam. The children play, oblivious to the blaze. No fear or alarm in innocent haze. Self-preservation dormant they remain, attached to their haven, ignorant of pain. Physically strong, the father contemplates. Rescuing the children for their lives are at stake. But narrow are the entrances, only one by one. The challenge is too immense. The battle has yet to be won. He knows time is scarce, urgency is dire. Children escape. His voice speaks, fire, fire. But immersed in play, the children's hearts do not hear. Unaccepting, unalarmed, their innocence is clear. Why did he try if he knew it failed? Skillful means he did employ as his last avail. With hope in his heart, he sought a new way to guide them to safety and a brighter day. The affluent man witnessed with relief, his children unharmed, a joy beyond belief. Why not resort to skillful means at first? Because some will grasp the truth as if eternally versed. Some, like seasoned practitioners who are quick to respond when Buddha's words echo and enlightenment is spawned. Then we had Brother David Liu, who was the last speaker, and he spoke about reflections from still thought. 1,200 volunteers gathered from afar, Malaysia and 50 lands shining like a star. Steadfast in one mission, united they stood. Diligence was their virtue, a true global familyhood. Master's vision are schools in Nepal's terrain, and North India's fields to banish sorrow's reign. Though the pandemic's grip locked doors so tight, the hearts of the volunteers reach out with radiant light. Within Tzu Chi's fold, the humanitarian effort still took flight, touching countless lives, dispelling the darkest of night. Worry not of journeys, be they long and vast, for so far we tread the virtuous paths that will last. For in compassion's wake, miracles unfold, and unity of purpose become our stronghold. Okay, and for listening. Pass over to Brother Robert to introduce the next speaker. Over to you, Brother Robert.
Yeah, Kanan so much to our very dedicated Sister Lily for the wonderful hosting and the opening. And of course, to our gifted Sister Su Ching, who is so good with words. I think not many people have this wonderful, gift, Really, Su Ching, Kanan so much for the beautiful summary every Saturday. Yeah, Kanan. Okay, now I'm proud to introduce our first speaker. She's none other than our Sister Yu Chan from Singapore on her Vege Journey. Sister Yu Chan joined Tzu Chi in 2019. She's currently involved in the Tzu Chi culture volunteer. Of course, she was in Nepal, and in fact now she's sharing with us from Lumbini, Sister Yu Chan. She used to travel a lot before COVID, and now I think after she left her last job in doing retail, and then she's now also into studying to take up nursing, isn't it, Sister Yu Chan? Yeah. Okay. We will pass the stage now to Sister Yu Chan. Yu Chan, over to you, Kanan. Yeah, you need to unmute, Sister Yu Chan. You're muted. Yes. Okay.
Okay, good morning, Master and the Sangha team from Hualien and all brothers and sisters from Tzu Chi. My name is Yu Chan, and I'm very glad to have this opportunity to create this good affinity with everyone here today. Firstly, I have to thank Sister Su Ching who asked me to do this sharing. I must admit I was initially very apprehensive and unsure of what to share, because I know that there are so many others who have done much more than I have in promoting vegetarianism. However, I also think that everyone has their own journey in becoming a vegetarian, and would probably share some similarities as well as differences in terms of how the choice is made and the challenges faced in making this choice. There are also many different ways we are promoting vegetarianism in our communities, and these various ways also pose various kinds of challenges. Thus today, I will be sharing about my personal veggie journey. Can everyone see my slides?
Yes, we can.
Okay, thank you. So let's start with just a little background about myself. As Brother Robert has mentioned, I used to travel at least once a year. That's before COVID. But I don't like to go shopping or visiting all those Instagram-worthy spots or even looking for tasty food. For me, my journey is only focused on hiking. So I feel like my veggie journey is somewhat like a hiking trip. So let us all start the hike together now. Okay. Okay, so I come from a family where my grandmother actually, and my mother are both long-term vegetarian. So when I was young, each time my mom cooks meat or fish, I will take a really long time to finish my meal. I love vegetables and I really dislike meat and fish. So to be honest, I can't really remember why I dislike meat and fish last time when I was young. But I think children have this pure nature to perceive the world. And perhaps in my past lives, I have been vegetarian before. So ironically, my mother did not allow me to convert to vegetarianism, even when I requested to do so when I was young, because she felt that I will not get enough nutrition. So to any one of you feel surprised by this? She is vegetarian, yet she felt that it was not a nutritious diet. So indeed, this is a common misconception amongst many people. Since I could not change my mother's mind, I slowly forgot about it. And as I grew up, I got caught up in the hustle and bustle of life, and eating meat and fish become a habit, become a part of life. Maybe some of you might feel that the efficiencies of the adult mind sometimes blinds us to the moment, like an AI system. We experience something and we just use past experience to decide how to act in a certain way, sometimes acting out of compulsion rather than in a deliberate manner. So eating meat and seafood became just like an automatic reflex action. There was no thinking about why I eat what I eat. So eating steamboat, barbecue, buffets with my friends and colleagues and my spouse became an essential part of my social life. Even in my working life, lunch meetings were a common thing. Then in 2019, things started to change. I got off the bus after work and bumped into Tzu Chi's auspicious month event near my home. I saw the event from a distance and came closer to take a look. And Brother Rongshan came to talk to me and found out that I was interested in environmental protection. So he asked if I would like to come and volunteer at the recycling point. So I agreed and left my number. Brother Rongshan and Sister Yu Ping, they invited me to Tzu Chi Star Art Gallery and shared with me the history of Tzu Chi. I greatly admire the guiding principles of our master, Cheng Yan, and the missions of Tzu Chi. And so I decided to join as a volunteer. So master is like the map that's guiding me towards the right way. So right in year 2019 at the year-end blessing ceremony, so I participated in the musical adaptation of the 12 Quick Vows of Medicine Buddha finale in the volunteer session, where we used sign language to portray the sutra. So during the group practice, we were informed that we have to be vegetarian for the duration until the ceremony is over. So at that point of time, there was no resistance in my mind at all. It was like rediscovering my original childhood wish to go veg. So around this period of time, I also watched a YouTube video from one of the YouTubers from Taiwan who focused mainly on social and environmental issues. So he was sharing about this documentary video he made for Discovery Channel, and it was about the killing of pigs for worship. The owner gave food to the first pig who ate it readily, and then he slaughtered the pig right in front of another pig. So the second pig, who saw the whole process, was defecating and urinating when it saw what was happening. When the owner finished with the first one and wanted to feed the second pig, it just refused to open its mouth. So this was, when I watched it, it was immensely sad, shocking, and unsettling for me. So many questions started to flood my mind. If everyone gets to see how an animal is killed for food, would they still want to eat meat? These animals, clearly they have intelligence and they have emotions just like us. So how are we superior to them that we can just treat their lives so carelessly? So why is it that we treat some as pets while we are so cruel to others? And why do we need to eat meat? So all these questions came into my mind. From young, I've always loved animals, and my favorite place to visit in Singapore is the zoo. So, or even the nature reserves where I will always try to spot wildlife. And I always wanted a pet when I was young, but my mom does not allow it. So I was so desperate that when my mom encountered a worm when washing vegetables, I kept that worm as my pet for almost a week before I let it go in the grass patch outside. So I also like to pick up snails and put them off the path after rain. So I was thinking, if I have the capacity to love a snail and a worm, then how can I not control my desires to eat meat? So as Buddha advocates, all beings are equal and have the same Buddha nature. We cannot be selective when showing compassion and should control our desires. So our desires for food is the cause of the loss of more than 2,556 lives every second as I talk now. So moreover, this is a diet choice that is best for our environment. So lesser water resources used, lesser land resources used, and also a lower carbon footprint, which contributes to lesser greenhouse gases. So it is a much simpler and more sustainable way of living, which can mitigate global warming. So as human beings, we have harvested so much natural resources from the earth, but what have we to give back? As Master says, everything from protecting the earth to doing good for mankind begins with ourselves. To change the world, we have to start with ourselves. So it didn't take me long to decide that I was not going back to a life of meat eating. So right after the year-end blessing, I told my spouse that I'm going to continue to be a vegetarian. So for us, like going for a barbecue or a steamboat or buffet used to be a significant part of our couple time. So he did not take it very easily. I had to endure a period of resistance from my spouse. We didn't speak to each other except for essential things for close to 2 months. I didn't know how to convince him, but I know that I'm not going to change my stance. So it was like a battle of perseverance. So finally, one day we decided that that we have to talk it out loud. So he shared his views and I shared mine. And finally, he told me that he could not understand my need to go veg, but he could empathize with it and accept it because of love. And I also told him that I don't expect him to change his diet for me. I'm still willing to go out with him and eat with him at non-vegetarian places even, as long as there are vegetarian options. So finally, our Cold War ended. It was a huge relief for me. So I was so grateful to him, and I'm still very grateful to him for always letting me have my way, even as I come to Lumbini for 2 months now. Yeah, so this shows that love triumphs. And of course, when we want to do something that we know is right, we must persevere. But just persevering is not enough. We must also employ wisdom. I learned that I need to communicate and seek understanding. Only then it can be sustainable in the long run. So now that I have overcome the first hurdle, it's time for the real test. So what is the real test? Yes, it's to promote vegetarianism to others. So with COVID in the picture, Master's call to everyone to advocate a vegetarian diet becomes more urgent. Our brothers and sisters in the community are also eager to answer to this call and do something. So when our Sealy group leader, Sister Su Ching, sent out a message to ask for volunteers to be part of the vegetarian promoting team, I replied her very quickly to say that I'm willing to help out. I didn't even consider how hard it was going to be, but I just had the simple thought to do the right thing and help in the right cause. So at the initial stage, I just helped to look for like easy vegetarian recipe videos and videos about the benefits of eating plant foods and post them on our WhatsApp group chat consisting of all our Sealy brothers and sisters. But that was rather passive. So we took inspiration from our brothers and sisters from Tima. They wore the t-shirts advocating vegetarianism and made a video of themselves performing the sign language song, One More Candle to the Light. So our Sealy brothers and sisters, we also wore the t-shirt, I love animals, I don't eat meat. And then we had it in different colors. So it was a very interesting thing to see us walking down the street. So we actually wear it to the nature park in our neighborhood and we practice the sign language to the song. And we also did a park cleanup by picking up litter. So I enjoyed the sessions very much, as this was what I used to do on weekend mornings with my family. I like the sense of togetherness and everyone just coming together to master the sign language. However, the efficiency of this method to promote vegetarianism is not very high. So there were some people who were curious about what we were doing. So we would have the opportunity to share with them. But majority of the people just went about their own business. So we also do not know if they saw our t-shirts and the message that it carried. So we needed a more direct way to spread the message. But a more direct way also means more contact with the public. So Master teaches us that to practice Buddhism, we should not just focus on our own self-cultivation and benefit ourselves only, but we should try to spread the Dharma to benefit others. So similarly, for promoting vegetarianism, we cannot just adopt this diet and reap the benefits ourselves only. We need to share this knowledge to more people and awaken them to this diet choice that is both beneficial for all living things, including ourselves, and for the environment. So our team decided to encourage everyone to order and try a tasty vegetarian bento for 10 days. The menu will be varied over the 10 days, and this concept is actually similar to the Healthier Me 21 Days Challenge. Our team members work with the restaurant for the style of cooking that we require. So we ask them to provide no processed mock meats, and the portion of the grains, proteins, and vegetables is in accordance with the quarter, half principle. So quarter grain, quarter proteins, and half vegetables and fruits. So our main aim, right, through this program is to let the good taste and the health benefits speak for itself at the end of the 10 days. So we also hope that 10 days will be a little easier for everyone to accept and be willing to try out. So we started off visiting the shop houses in the neighborhood, and we went from one store to another store to seek out participants. So for me, I'm generally quite shy to talk to strangers. So this was a real challenge for me. And moreover, when talking about food, many people have already their preconceived notions that vegetarian food means the usual fried bee-hoon with some mock char siu and cabbage. So it was not easy to persuade them to pay for 10 days of food that they are so doubtful about. So we tried to mitigate this by showing them pictures of bentos with a variety of food colors that look appealing, appetizing, and interesting, and share with them the benefits of plant-based food with no processed foods. So we also shared with them that it's good for the environment and also a good opportunity for them to collectively do good by not harming animals. So initially, I would depend on other sisters to do the introduction of the program, and I just help with the recording of the particulars. So after a period of observing how our leaders share about the program, slowly I mastered my courage to try sharing it with the members of the public. So it was really great that we always have the support of our senior commissioners, as they were always there to help when I sometimes get tongue-tied. or when I get a negative response and I don't know how to move on from there. So even if sometimes the members of the public reject to try the plant-based meals, our senior commissioners never fail to encourage them to do good in other ways, such as by adopting the bamboo bank and share with them about the origins of Tzu Chi's charity mission. So my most memorable moment was when we were doing this door knocking at the market near my house, where I managed to recruit 2 donors with the help of Sister Mei. Ever since then, I've been visiting the 2 of my regular donors monthly, and we have become friends. And I always tell them I'm looking forward to the day that I can bring them to participate as volunteers in Tzu Chi's activities. So besides, it was not all roses. There were days when we met with many rejections, and it really affected our morale. So the picture on the left was from a morning where we faced with so many rejections and had not managed to garner a single participant. We decided to take a break and have our rice dumpling. And then we started encouraging ourselves and saying positive words to each other. So now that we look back, it was very memorable experience, and I was glad that none of us ever thought of giving up. I think what sustained us was the firm belief that what we are doing is the right thing. So for this program, we managed to garner the support of 68 participants, ordering 757 sets of bentos, with 27 volunteers and volunteer drivers to help with the collection of the bentos from the restaurant and to issue the bentos at the distribution points or sending them to the shops, as some shop owners are not able to leave their shops to go to the collection points. So our sisters in charge of planning the distribution actually went down with COVID on the first day, and she lost her voice, but she still persisted in making sure that the collection and delivery process went smoothly. She's actually the first lady on the left. Yeah. So she also had to endure some unpleasant words from her participants when the meal arrived later than she had expected. But this is a story, so I will not go into the details. Maybe all of you will have a chance to listen from her in future. So as Master says, nothing is impossible with confidence, perseverance, and courage. So I think through just this program alone, I managed to master my courage and confidence, and every one of us persevered. Yeah. So we were very heartened by the positive responses from some of the participants. There was also a Mr. Guan who consumes meat very regularly. In Chinese, we say 不无肉不欢. So it's like every meal must have meat. But he shared with us that at the end of the 10 days, he said that he never knew that vegetarian meal can be so suitable for his palate. And there was a lady boss from a furniture shop who ordered 1 set for herself, and she called up on the first day and requested for 1 additional set for her family member for all subsequent days. She even wished that the program can continue beyond the 10 days and was interested to learn how to cook for her family in this way. So we were very encouraged by the positive responses from the participants and volunteers who helped with the delivery, that we ran this program for another 2 rounds in year 2022. And I also took up the role of coordination for sending of food for the 2nd round. As my working hours are from noon time, so I had the time to actually go to the restaurant and sort out the bentos before going for work. So an interesting thing that happened was that we realized that the bentos were ready earlier and earlier as the days went by. And then we realized that it was because we were always there early to do the sorting. The restaurants start preparing the food earlier and earlier. So it was this moment that I realized that sometimes we perceive ourselves to be efficient by trying to go early and get things done, but we might be unknowingly creating stress for others. So I learned not to rush and have trust that in all our brothers and sisters who come to help, that we can definitely finish packing on time. So I'm very grateful to all the brothers and sisters who come and help out, rain or shine, and also for teaching and guiding me to be more considerate to the sisters who are not so computer or mobile phone savvy and whose eyesight are not as good. Because when I send out the delivery or distribution list, I always do it via soft copy on the phone. Yeah. So I was also very grateful to my mom who came to help. She's the lady in pink on the right side. Yeah. And she even independently sent the bentos for one of the locations on one of the days where we were slightly short of volunteers. So I'm so happy to have her with me. Yeah. So besides this healthy plant-based meal program, I also took up another challenge of being the South Zone coordinator for the Humanistic Youth Center Zero Market booth space for promoting vegetarianism. Okay, sounds like a huge mouthful. So basically, we have this booth space at the HYC, we call Humanistic Youth Center, and it's on Saturdays. And my work actually requires me to work on Saturdays. So I had to arrange like my off days carefully to coincide with the event. And the other challenge was to attract people to the booth. So my first thought was to use cute farm animal portraits, because of the theme of love for animals is very close to my heart. So, and I wanted a more lasting type of paint material, so I decided on using acrylic paint and using the cardboard pieces that our sister helped collect from her workplace. So it was quite challenging as it was my first time using this paint medium. I think the will to do something is really something very powerful. And Master teaches us that with good intentions come blessings, with the will comes the strength. So once I put my mind to it and focused wholeheartedly on this, I managed to complete a portrait of a cow and the pig in a single afternoon. So from this picture, okay, you can see there's a baby lamb, there's a goose, and then there's a pig. Yeah, those are the ones that I did with acrylic paint. Yeah. So besides this, I also shared another idea with my team, something that popped up in my mind, which is using Zentangle art. So I drew the outline of an animal and then added lines to break up the image into several smaller parts. And then we got the members of the public to draw in repeating shapes or lines into each of the parts. So the idea is that everyone just draw a small little part, but every individual effort is important in the completion of the whole drawing. It is just like how our individual choice of diet may seem like it's very small, but every person is just as important to bring about change. So we are fortunate to be able to choose. So we want to implore everyone to use their wallet and their mouth to create positive change. So with lesser demand, farmers will gradually reduce their supply as well. So these are the creations by the members of public, and some are children and some are adults. So besides this, we also use this healthy food plate. So it's like this, we made this cardboard circle thing with the quarter, half portions. And then we had like pictures of the fruits and vegetables and grains and proteins. And then we had the members of public identify which kind of food goes into which part and how their usual diet choice, whether is it a healthy portion or not. Yeah, so it was quite fun and interactive for the public. So after a few sessions, the Zentangle art became completed. So I felt that it was real pity if we just keep it in storage. But then if we just display it as it is, it will not have the same kind of meaning. So we wanted something that is more interactive. So I thought of changing it to a jigsaw puzzle by cutting the parts into smaller parts. I think I got over enthusiastic and cut the parts a little too small. My dad was the first person to experiment with the puzzle, and he found it challenging. So I had to add in the puzzle cutout lines in the background to enable the members of public to visualize the pieces more easily. So just like in hiking, I sometimes can do with extra motivation to push myself to go faster. Sometimes it's friends that I meet along the way up the mountain. just like in Tzu Chi, it's great that we managed to garner support from our brothers and sisters in the community to come and help with the promotion of vegetarianism. More people means more power. Yes, alone we can do so little. Together we can do so much. And it's a great feeling to know that you are not alone in Tzu Chi. Yeah. So when I do hiking in remote regions, it is important to engage a guide. That way we can work with people who are familiar with the routes to work out together how to cross some difficult parts. So it's something like an internal collaboration. So one day I received a call from Sister Phoebe. She had heard that I had done paintings for the veggie promotion booth space, and she asked if I could draw or paint some kind of art poster to show the effects of meat industry on the environment for an exhibition during the auspicious month event held at HYC. So I agreed, but I didn't know what she wanted. So I asked her for some kind of direction or inspiration. So she sent me a picture of the impact of meat production on water usage and carbon emissions. So I was like, okay, a poster would be quite passive. So we needed something more engaging. So I combined a memory game with the information on the poster to form our own unique memory game. So the participants have to flip the cards to match the animals, but at the same time, the animal card will also show the amount of water resources required to produce 1 kilo of each type of meat. So we also used this game for an event on the 15th of October last year at the Zero Market Super Veggie Super Fun big event at HYC, showcasing various types of vegetarian food. Let me just share with everyone an interesting story that happened during this event. So before the start of the event, when we were setting up, we discovered that we lost one of the pieces and we could not find it at all. So the only way was to find a piece of cardboard and draw another one on the spot. So you can see on the picture on the left, on the extreme left, there is a pig, the picture of a little pig behind the bars. So this one is not the original one. So it was the one that was done up last minute. So the amazing thing is one of the sisters actually had crayons in her car and she passed it to me immediately on that day morning. So I took it and draw this little pig, and we continue to use this game for the rest of the event. So I thought that we had lost the original little pig for good and gave up looking for it already. So at the beginning of this year, 2023, a few members of our veggie promotion team had the opportunity, the opportunity to go to Hualien, and we hope to show our veggie promotion tools to master. So I went to HYC storeroom to get the stuff out, and amazingly, the original little pig was just sitting there on one of the shelves in the storeroom. So finally, it's reunited. So I actually don't have the picture of the original little pig now. Yeah, so, but it's with me, yeah. So another way we promote vegetarianism was in Tzu Chi's senior engagement and enabling node. We use Tingsi products for cooking demonstrations and encourage the elders to try cooking easy vegetarian meals for themselves. I always say that I'm more of a hindrance than a help in the kitchen. So having a wonderful team where everyone has different strengths is very important. I really can't cook and it's quite clumsy in the kitchen. So I'm glad that I can still contribute to the effort by performing the role of MC while the experienced home chefs can do the real cooking. So besides collaborating internally, sometimes we also have to cooperate with other agencies. It's just like sometimes on busier mountains during climbing season, we have to cooperate with other hikers. So in this case, we did an exhibition at the Residence Committee opening event in our neighborhood. So the grassroots advisor was very supportive of our efforts in environmental protection and vegetarianism, and he appreciates how these two go hand in hand. So we were very happy to know that he is also vegetarian. So we hope that with his support, we can do more activities at the Residence Committee to promote vegetarianism as well. So following this event, we managed to also organize another event to share benefits of plant-based diet to residents from another residence committee in the neighborhood. So this one is actually located right next to our recycling point. So we also invited one of our sisters who is a nutritionist to share like how to eat healthily, even though you can go veg. Yeah, and she made it very easy for the residents to understand about how whole food plant-based diet is the way to go for a healthier and better quality of life in our later years. So as it was close to Lunar New Year, we also did a food prep demo for vegetarian Yu Shen. I think our sisters and brothers from the Asian region, like Malaysia and Singapore, we are very familiar with Yu Shen. Basically, it's like a kind of a salad. Then we toss it up, and the higher you toss, it's supposed to be better for your luck and all. So traditionally, Yu Shen uses raw fish, but in this case, it's a pure fruit and veg Yu Shen. Yeah. So yeah, and the residents really enjoyed. I think that they enjoy the eating a lot as well. So yeah. So come to my hopes and dreams. I really hope that more people will take up a vegetarian diet in Singapore for the sake of a healthier aging population, and also to do less harm to the environment. So we always say that Singapore is a very blessed country, as we do not have any natural disasters. And I totally agree with that. I feel so blessed to be born here. But however, with peace and stability comes wealth and prosperity. More and more people are becoming indulgent and wasteful. So this creates bad individual as well as collective karma. So the ignorance of such behavior will blind us to the truth. So we need to eat to sustain life, yes. But do we need to sustain our lives at the expense of other living beings? So that's no. So we need to respect that all living beings also wish to stay alive. So next, as human beings, we depend so much on our Earth's resources, from water to gas to coal to oil to various types of metals for our chips and electronic devices. So as an inhabitant of Earth, it's our duty and mission to take care of our planet. So have we thought of giving something back? If the concept of giving back to Earth seems too distant and remote, how about thinking from the angle of giving our future generations a healthier Earth? So lastly, I would like to end my sharing with a Jingsi aphorism. Okay, to end the disasters of the world, we must improve the human mind. It is only when we are mindful of our thinking and our actions that we will not be clouded by delusions. So with a basic respect for the lives of all living things and a sustainable diet to reduce the burden on our Earth, we can all do our part to mitigate disasters. So we have come to the end of my sharing. Thank you everyone for lending me your ears today. It's really my pleasure to be able to create this great affinity with everyone. Thank you.
Yeah, Kanan so much, Sister Yu Chan. I think you shared so well, even though I think you said you hesitated. I think we absolutely love your sharing. You know, in fact, I also share the same interest hiking in Nepal. I saw the picture you were in Pun Hill. Yeah, I was in base camp. I was in Manasulu, Lomantang. Yeah, I've been to Nepal hiking 4 times so far. Yeah, enjoy the view, enjoy the people, enjoy the food there as well. You know, so it's really you know, I can understand, you know, why you enjoy the hiking in this Nepal. And of course, now you're in Lumbini. Like I said, you shared very well. We were so inspired by your sharing, you know. And we hope to hear from you next, maybe sharing from your Nepal so-called journey. You know, 2 months already in Lumbini. I'm sure you have taken in a lot of very inspiring stories. Yeah, we really need the Sister Stephanie. We really need to so-called get Sister Yu Chan to come and share with us the Lumbini story. Yeah, I think your
Totally, surely. So
yeah
inspiring.
yeah your sharing is so systematic, very organized. You know, your PPT. You know, love your sharing so much, Sister Yu Chan. You know, we really look forward to hear from you all the beautiful Lumbini stories. Yeah, Kanan so much, Sister Yu Chan. Yeah. Is Brother Pauru in already? Brother Pauru, good morning. Hi, Brother Pauru.
Hey,
Okay.
good morning.
Morning. Yes, I think for those who are regular in our platform here, I think Brother Paulu really needs no introduction. He's our regular sharer in our this Saturday Hualien Heartwarming session. And I think Brother Paulu was here last March. Yeah, I think he went back to Hualien, as usual, his yearly pilgrimage back to Hualien, and then he also wrote a beautiful song, and of course, I think he also brought back two very important gifts to Sangren, the Xiangshi Dou, and of course the Wisconsin ginseng. I don't know whether did Master finally manage to taste the ginseng. I think this is probably where Brother Paulu got his energy from all this wonderful ginseng from America. And of course, the beautiful song, regardless the height of the mountain and the depth of the water, everyone, we will always be there to cross over. Okay, now let us pass the stage to Brother Paulu. Brother Paulu, we look forward to hear from you.
Okay, thank you so much. Time passed so fast, right? Once in a quarter, it's really fast. So it's my honor to share with you. And as a brother said, most of people know me because of the songs. I'm not a songwriter professionally. I'm an engineer. I have my PhD in semiconductor physics. My daily work is dealing with all this logical knowledge, right? So, and how I changed my career, not yet. How I have this kind of special, I can say that special capability, right? Special, capable, actually devoted by master, right? And I like story. I like story. So that's why today I kind of changed a little bit how a great story in Tzu Chi can be told or can pass down to life after life. So, for example, I think this Chinese New Year, I went back after 3 years. I have been not sing song to Jingse Shifu and Master. So everyone is so looking forward on it. So I have really under pressure to deliver a song in just maybe a few weeks. So I make it, and a lot of Jingse Shifu is so like the song. I think I shared it last time. Regardless the heights of the mountains and how deep is the water, we will always with master cross over. Right? Yes. I try to write a song that you can imagine, you can inspire the vows, or you can see after 57 years in the path of Tzu Chi Master lead us, right? So what is the message? What is the ultimate message? What we should learn in these 57 years? I joined Tzu Chi almost like more than 1998. It has been 24 years. So some of the brothers and sisters may be longer than me. So what is the purpose we joined Tzu Chi? So today I try to use other ways to share the story of Tzu Chi, to share what I have been gained and it benefit myself the more than 20 plus years, right? So let me share and hope that this topic will draw your attention. I call it draw attention. Now people is like so many informations passing through. To get the sharing, you really need to draw people attention, right? Try to get it to the okay. right? So songwriting and storytelling through the Sutra, the narrative power of music. This is the first time I do this one, because I think that in Tzu Chi we have many ways to tell the story. Actually, many ways. Like the Sutra performance in ongoing right now at Hualien, in Taiwan, right? Everyone is practice the Dharma and going to have like more than the 20,000 in the stadiums. So why master want to change some of the ways to deliver them the story, to deliver them Dharma, so that we can align with the trends of the society, right? So music is one of the ways that is a universe language, regardless what's your country, race, background, but we all touch with the music, right? Everyone's it's a universe language. That's the power. But the music has to be a good story, lyric, what we call a narrative power of music actually behind the lyric itself. And the lyric actually is the storytelling. So a great songwriter, he has a very fine heart that can put all story together and deliver in the rhythms that penetrate all our logic mind. It penetrates through deep in your heart without analyze, without all the theory. It just penetrates through your heart, and you just like so heart feeling, right? That's the experience of the music that you like, old song or new song, new generation, even new generations has the same common touch about the music. That's why I look like I have kind of a recreate by master about this small skill. That's why I start to like somehow wrote a song. Start like you can see the picture. At the time I create this one is in a few years ago. So I wrote almost like 5 songs. Actually, I thought that okay, it's to be done. So I call it off. Okay, because it's so it's so time consuming and so dedicate, devote in order to wrote this song, the song to master, disciple and the master. You're not simply writing a pop song, right? So you can see that, after 5 songs, I say that, that's already good enough. Tell my story about the path, my path with master, with Shangren, with the Jingse Sifu, and the story about how this touch my heart, right? So this is today's topic. Hope that I would draw some attention, change some topic, the way we deliver the Dharma and story. So in 2018, 4-in-1 camp, Brother Hunt and I, unfortunately, Brother Hunt passed away last year. I still miss him so much. We are kind of buddy in Tzu Chi USA. So we sang songs to master the Chen Zhong Qu Xun Fa Xiang, and master liked so much on the spot because master has some sickness in her body. But after hearing our song, the whole presentation from the Tzu Chi USA, master is so touched and somehow indirectly gave master a lot of energy. This is what told by other Jingse Sifu to me. He said that after the performance, master looked like has more energy. So he said, wow, really? So yeah, that's a powerful of the songs. And the brother our CEO of the Tzu Chi Medical, he told me that master is like when we are singing the song, master is like following the tones. He can observe that. So look at master is really in tune into the music and into the so I think that's refractions because might need your help to mute others.
Yeah, Sister Stephanie, can you mute Sister Su Ching?
Yeah. Okay. So that's why master after that, after we sing our songs and master gave a reflection. He told me that let me see.
Sorry, brother. Sorry, I'm not the host. Sister Lily, kindly.
Okay, done. Okay, sorry. Please go ahead.
Okay. Sorry, it's okay. So then after the presentations, master told me, okay, this song's from Baoru. So the Tzu Chi is included in the music. I hope you will pay more attention. Master want me to pay more attention, not just singing, but sing along with the step to drive everyone to open the path of Bodhisattva. Wow, that's exceed my expectations. Right? It's now master talking songs that can open the path of Bodhisattva, but also to pave the way of a humanity path, right? 人间路菩提道, right? So that our next generation, see, the key word is the next generation can be more understandable to Tzu Chi. So it is 5 years ago. So I still keep this personal to me. But it kind of give a way how the world changed right now, right? We somehow need to tune ourselves in a new way, the next generations, how they receive the Tzu Chi spirits, Tzu Chi story. So that's probably my missions that master personally gave to me. So that's a story actually 5 years ago. So, but I really do not think that this is a big thing. So I seldom share my song story. Only like Sis Yu Chan asked me really many times. So I came, okay, share some story and not really pay attention on this one really. So, but recently, I still rethink that next generations, what do they like? How to get close to them? You know, Tzu Chi in 57 years, now we talk about a lot of entrustment, how next generation close to us. We are a great organization, great spiritual groups. We cross different religions, different religions background of brothers and sisters, also devote to master, right? So we are kind of a group, spiritual groups that can penetrate different country, different religions, different race, excellence, right? But how next generation were close to me. So recently I just got this very interesting news. He said, oh my gosh, Taylor Swift, her story become a Stanford University course. Oh, that's crazy. She is a great songwriter. I like some of her song, especially wrote to her mother during treating the cancer. Really touching. So, well, why not, right? Why not? If she is the ones that so popular for the next generation, like age 30, 40, even 50, right? Almost 20 across so some things that the story behind, because in New York Times, even New York Times share a story about the therapist. Most the patients got a lot of relief because they hear about the songs the Taylor is writings about the life, how they went through the hardship, how they went through the difficulty. It's something that cured our young generation through the song, through the narrative, the story behind. I think that's the most important message for me. Yeah. So the whole goals of the class is try to exploring the interpreting the literature and the lyrics and the storytelling. So it's become the literature in the official university level. And it's a evolutions of using songwriting as a narrative form. I think that should be a ways that right now in Taiwan is doing, right? And also it become more closer to the next generations. Yeah, so that's why it remind me my missions that Master gave me 5 years ago. Probably I should change the topics and start to do more deep sharing inside my song. I almost complete. I have a last 10 song. I already wrote 9 songs. If not a lot of people know that for the past few years, right? The coming 10 songs, one of the lyric from De Zhao Sifu, that will complete my 10 song. 10 is a great, and it all has a great story about. I hope that I can write a book about that. That's 10 songs behind the story. I hope that I can conclude that. Yeah, that's my goal. But along the way, I think I should start doing some sharings about those songs, right? So yeah, but I'm not through something happening in the society, but I'm doing that through the Sutra, the Lotus Sutra, the Sutra that you all is dedicated every mornings, right? And tune into. So here is something that recap what is this Lotus Sutra. Actually, do you know that this sutra is a save all living beings? This sutra can cause all living knowing themselves, free from suffering and anguish. And this sutra also bring great benefit to all human beings, fulfill their desire as a clear pond, satisfy all the thirsty. This is a Lotus Sutra. It can cause living beings to cash off all desire, sickness, and pain. Wow, I think that's our goals, right? Our vows to all sentient beings. Hope that they can avoid, like cast away, cast off all the sickness and pain. That's our common goal. We want all the sentient beings to be relieved from all the sickness and pain. This is what Lotus Sutra is doing. Do you know that? Or the heart of the Lotus Sutra is to all people. It's not in the heavens, in the health. It's in the humanity, all people. So Buddha appeared in this world for only one great reason alone, just to open the door of Buddha wisdom to all living beings. Do you know that you have the Buddhahood? That eventually, if you attain that, you can cash off all the distress, sickness, and pain through the Lotus Sutra. And Lotus Sutra is a door to relieve all them. Do you know that? Okay, that's a powerful Lotus Sutra, right? And then, do you know that if you practice that, right, always then able to attain the Buddhahood. So Bodhisattva path is only door, only path that will await your inner Buddhahood, Bodhisattva path. So luckily that all of you in Tzu Chi, we are in the Bodhisattva path. Bodhisattva path, what is the Bodhisattva path at a glance? Bodhisattva path is a path that when you look after others, the 6 parameters, right? 6度波罗蜜, They all is the highest characters that you can obtain as a human, which when you practice this 6 parameter, you actually in manifest to look after others, to care others. That's the aim, the goal of the 6 parameter. When you care others, the wonders of the Lotus Sutra, the wonders part is that actually you are caring yourself. That's the marvel of the Bodhisattva. You care others, eventually actually it benefit you. That's why they call it the Miao Fa, wonders. So now you understand why we call Miao Fa Lian Hua Jing. The Miao, the wonder is when you do the giving, 布施, actually, eventually the law of physics actually coming back to you without any desire that I 布施 because I want something. No, the 布施 without any condition, by law itself, the physics law itself, it will come back to you. That's why Master always want us to give more, because become a 有福气, we have all the fortune. The 福气 actually behind is the law of physics. Okay, then I use the plain English that you can understand. Say, not 福气. Sometimes people think that, oh, you are kind of a missing, right? No, it actually has a lot of physics law behind it. So that's called wonders, the wonders Lotus Sutra. The wonders things that when you unconditionally giving your time, giving your fortunes, giving anything, then actually you will gain more. Yeah, it's so wonders, right? Yeah. Why that? That's what the Lotus Sutra teaches, right? So my song is all this Lotus Sutra. I try to explain and share the story, but before I share the story, all the song came from the Lotus Sutra, came from the explanations of Master of Lotus Sutra. So I just try to give everyone very high confidence, high faith that you have to believe this Lotus Sutra. What Lotus Sutra will teach us, Lotus Sutra will benefit the whole human beings. The whole human beings, no kidding. Is a human being, the whole world only can cure in Lotus Sutra. And in short summary, in the innumerable meaning of the Sutra, 无量易经, that's a short summary. I can do that later, but in the complete story is in the Lotus Sutra, right? So, and Lotus Sutra is the target audience of Lotus Sutra is people in the human era, right? Not in the heaven, not in the hell. In here, right now, here we are the finest platform for Lotus Sutra. And how to do that? Bodhisattva paths, unconditional giving, 6 parameter. That's what we practice in our Tzu Chi activity every day, right? So that's the whole overview of Lotus Sutra, why we need dedicate ourselves in the morning, 5:30 a.m., get up from the bed and do the Lotus Sutra, right? So this is the Lotus Sutra that we are taught of, right? So, and then the power of story, right? Steve Jobs is the genius to tell the story about what product he will benefit the whole human beings. That's true. iPhone. Sometimes it has a bad effect, of course, because of people, right? If you can use the technology well, like for example, now we can share the Dharma across different countries, different time zones, right? This is technology gave us. And he is so good about storytelling. So we start to emphasize the power of story inside over here. When you see the movie or books, right? You cry, you edge of the seat, and look like you immerse in different world. So what kind of story draw you in, steal your heart? what motivate the main characters that you're seeing, especially when we heard about all the story in Tzu Chi, right? Master sharing around like South Africa, in Nepal, right? In Malaysia, Singapore, Philippines, China, US, so many stories. Do you feel still your hearts? So that's a story that we can tell to a lot of people if we can share that, right? So here we go, 28th chapter in Lotus Sutra. So how are we going to correlate this 28th chapter, right? And each of them has a story. Do you realize that? And has a match with the Tzu Chi Bodhisattva path. Do you realize that? Each story, each chapter exactly match with the Bodhisattva path in master explanation. And those parts, I turn it to the music, the songs. I'm not able to do chapter by chapter, not. I'm doing that in the story that really touched my heart deeply. And I aligned it and found it in Tzu Chi world, right? Sutra world, 2,600 years ago, right? In Tzu Chi world, 57 years. I have some comments. I found some comment that touched my heart. That's what the songs came about. For example, if you have like some storytelling, probably this is your homework, right? Your homework that you can share with us. Okay, what's the story, you know, from this 28th chapter, right? I think Master have shared until 2023, right? Well, that's a lot. I actually close my eye. I can start imagine chapter 1. Who is the main actor? Who is the surrounding, a supporting actor? What's the message? Which part touch my heart so deeply? I actually can imagine that. Lotus Sutra already in my 84天 in my deep memory. I will carry it forward for my next life because the story is so great. It touched my heart, not in the square kind of logical sutra way, but the character way. What the story tell me? What is so touched? Why Master, when first time she saw this sutra, she feels so joyful. Why? It has something with the past life, right? Many life. The Lotus Sutra already in her heart, right? Or when 2,600 years ago, when Buddha teach the Lotus Sutra, we all in the same area, right? In Nepal, with Master. Master probably is our classroom lead. I can say that, yeah, really. If not, you are not going to wake up in the 5 a.m. morning and doing this Lotus Sutra. Not. I just remind everyone that knowing in the overview what's the Lotus Sutra, why it tell me, which part, we cannot memorize every single word, but we know the spirit behind. There are a lot of character, actors, actress, or the real Bodhisattva that appear in this sutra that really you can match in our daily life. That's why my job is all here. I hope that, okay, you can tell me on the next quarter, your homework, what is the story you know? Because this is a part 1, right? You know, right? I hope that I can do 10 part because my 10 song, right? So 10 quarter, hold in there, hanging there, okay? 10 quarter. Find the story and tell me next time. Okay, that's a lot. So today, I'm going to tell you the first story in Sutra is starting with the chapter 23. Why chapter 23? Do you know that chapter 23? I just mentioned that this is the last chapter that Master shared, teach the Lotus Sutra. Do you know, Master, why stop that, right? So that there's something inside there, right? And Master not simply stop there, right? By no means. There's a deep understanding why she gave her energy, right? Just want to share the story of Medicine King Bodhisattva, right? So there's something, right? So this is the story behind chapter 9, the former deeds of Medicine King's Bodhisattva, right? So when the Bodhisattva asked, how is it that the Bodhisattva Medicine King roams throughout the Sahara world? Look like the Bodhisattva appeared in many chapters. Do you realize that? He appeared in chapter 10. Chapter 10 is very, very important chapter when we feel that Sahara world is feel a lot of challenges, a lot of Bodhisattva want to go to other place, go to other world, Saturn or other world, not this world, not Earth, but Medicine King's Bodhisattva start to ask questions. Why Bodhisattva Medicine Kings start to ask questions when a lot of people want to run away from the Sahara world, right? There's something behind this Bodhisattva that so devote dedications to Earth, Sahara world, right? So the story begins with the Bodhisattva all being delight. There's a very long Bodhisattva name, but every name has its meaning. Don't ignore the names. This Bodhisattva, all beings delight in seeing. When all beings delight to see this Bodhisattva, right? They feel joyful to see. They feel joyful when seeing this Bodhisattva. So it reflects us that in order to have these aspirations or physical form that everyone see us, they can feel joyfulness. That's the meaning of this name, right? So we should behave like a person that can be liked by a lot of people. Now, so a good a connection with the people, right? So humble that everyone like to talk to you. So humble that so lovely that everyone want to close to you, right? And we should start to reflect ourselves. Are we the Buddhist Sava or practitioners of the Bodhisattva that attain this character, right? We should ask ourselves every day, right? Am I so arrogant, or am I always anger, bad temper? Am I changed? So can I transform eventually, gradually, to be a person that a lot of people want to talk to me or like me, slowly like me? So this kind of things is as a meaning, right? So just only one name of the Bodhisattva is already can create a lot of cultivations, directions, right? So then this Bodhisattva hear about Lotus Sutra by this Buddha, the Buddha virtual, pure and bright, like the sun and moon. Wow, 日夜净明得佛, right? So this Buddha, from the name itself, you already know that it's so pure and bright, like the sun and moon, so round, so complete, right? So bright. So the Buddha that always give people a pure heart. So when this Bodhisattva heard about Lotus Sutra from this Buddha, he is so devout. You know how devout he is? he's like having attained this samadhi. His heart is rejoice greatly. Then he start to talk about devotion. Although my means of spiritual power, I have made this offering to the Buddha. It is not as good as offering by my body. This is we call it ultimate offering. He think that all the offering, physical offering, is still not good. Like fortunes, everything still not good. I want to offer my body. Then he was born. He burned his body, and he was born again. Then he born again. He looked for this Buddha again, and the Buddha is still there. That's why he said when he found the Buddha again, world honor one. You are still in this world. I'm so happy to find you again. You see, it's so devout, right? As like master in earth, right? Master always start to tell us. I will let you all see the video later. Those videos inspire me this few days. That's why I want to change the story, this topic, right? So he devote, he make offering, he make offering the body and reborn again. And reborn again, he found the Buddha, and the Buddha is still there. And the Buddha see him, then what he say, right? What he say, he said, "Good man, the time of my pranirvana has arrived tonight. After my passing into stillness, I also entrust you." Actually, the Buddha is waiting for him, and then entrust him, and then went to the parinirvana. So you can start to feel, wow, why is somebody is so devoted to the Buddha, so devoted to the Lotus Sutra, so joyful when he hear about Lotus Sutra? Do you feel joyful when you hear about Lotus Sutra? Do you feel joyful when you meet Master Shangren this life? Do you feel that? If not, this is a story that remind you. There's a story, the real story by Sutra. That's what happening, right? That's why narrative or storytelling is so important, to know what's going on, the key point, the key story that touch a lot of people when you see the Sutra, right? So yeah, and then after the Buddha went to parinirvana, this Bodhisattva said that although I have made this offering, my heart is not yet satisfied. I should now make further offering. You know what made offering? He burned his 2 hands again, not body this time, and you see how many times he already did this offering of devotion. So I saw devotions and entrustment at the time, 2,600 years ago, and this story told by the Buddha, and many lives before this story happens, right? It's many lives. That's why Master told us, we disciple and Master Shangren, we are many lives. It's already happening in Sutra, Lotus Sutra. Break the time space. In physics, we already know that time and space is just a condition. Break that time and space is a constraint. It's not the ultimate truth, right? That's why the Lotus Sutra tells us is beyond time and space, right? Beyond time and space, the spirit itself, the behind, the physical form is constrained in this Saha world, right? So many world has different form, right? So different form is still depends on your pureness, depends on your cultivations, mind of state. You were born in the different form, like in the health, in the heavens, in the earth, right? So we have 6 realms over here, right? But ultimate ultimate truth is what teaching us in the Lotus Sutra. So that's the whole story. Right? So devotion and entrustment. So now storytelling in Tzu Chi, right? What master going to tell us in Tzu Chi? So I'm going to play this. I edited it. I feel that it so touched my heart. This is the master teaching during the certified camp in Hualien just last week. I think a lot of Singapore, Malaysia, brothers and sisters went back, like more than 1,000, right? Some other country. So master looked like she shared her very deep insight and some entrustment have been made. So if you miss that, I added it in the very precise moments that hope that you can recapture again. Let me share. Sorry about that. Okay, yeah, this will be the ones. Hold on. Okay.
人生啊，时间啊，天天分秒过，尤其是师父，我真的现在天天呢都是啦，跟着时间在争，跟着生命在打法，还是呢要把生命跟气，总是爱挑气。 还要拉气，大家应该也听出了我的声音，不是轻易能说出来，是要很用力呀、菩萨们要珍惜师父，现在跟你们说话。 每一句话都要听进去。今天有这个缘，直接听师父的声音，不知来次了，是否还可以听得到，都不知道。
Okay, cherished, right? Okay, do you feel that it's the same thing that the Bodhisattva so cherished after reborn, he still want to find the Buddha. Do you feel and offering the body again? Do you see how cherished in the story that? I'm not sure. If not, I think Master is just remind us, right? And then this is another clip talking about entrustment. Life, many life. Yeah, I try to bring you to the Lotus Sutra and the Tzu Chi over here.
我说我的心得，跟大家分享。你说我是不是已经被度了呢？还没有，因为我的师父教我6个字：为佛教，为众生。 我为佛教的事情完成了没有？还没有，因为呢，5浊恶世啦，为度众生偏多，我今生绝对是度不了，还有很多苦难的，我还没有度到。 所以，我满了这一生的因缘，我立一个心愿，快去要快回。我自己发这样的愿，所以呢，我也期待啦，你我有缘，师徒有缘，师父也需要弟子跟师父相同的愿。 总是呢，我们要度尽众生，所以 我们的路还很长，我们还有生生世世苦难众生需要你我，但是呢，你我还要多结众生缘，才能未来啦，人人看到你我，总是自己发心，总是呢看到了都德华满满，会得到了佛法满满，不需要我说，只要你看到我说我要说的话，你们呢都会通达，可以呢一闻就通了，一看就达到了。我是期待将来能让人人只要师父出一个声音，你就心开意解，看到了师父呢，就与我同步同行菩萨道，这是我的心愿。
Okay, yeah. Do you feel that entrustment and dedication, devotions from master and disciple? So it's quite similar to what happens in the Medicine Kings, the pre-deed of the Medicine Kings, right? So we are in the story about how we are going to it look like familiar, right? 2,600 years ago, Buddha and the Bodhisattva, and now reflect back over here. So this is a song. A lot of people doesn't know the song is has a lot of meaning. Yes, has a lot of meaning over here, and this song give me a lot of when I heard about this video clip, I suddenly think a lot on this verse. This verse, vow of great medicine king Bodhisattva. When I sing this lyric, those Bodhisattva and Buddha already appear in my mind, remind me the devotion, remind me the same story happens and happen again. Remind me the compassions of Buddha and all the Bodhisattva try to teach human beings, even devote themselves, burning the body as an ultimate offering, and life after lives, many thousand, million years. Wow, that's a kind of a huge engineering work over here, or spiritual engineering work over here. So are we really curious about that? Do we really get the message, right? Those things, like master doing the entrustment, just now you mentioned, right? She vows want to come back again. It's the same as that Bodhisattva. You want to come back again and listen back to the Bodhisattva, to the Sutra, and find the same teachers again. I think we already have the same vow. That's why this life we met again. You know, we met, maybe not met physically. I meet most of you online, Zooms, but I think so. Our hearts is connect each other. So that's what I want to emphasize over here. The storytelling is not a normal story. It's a great story. That those story, if we keep in our heart, in our mind, deep in our 八识田, deep memory in ourselves and carry forward, I think we are in the very good right path on the Bodhisattva, not drop to the other path that really bad, right? We make sure our next life and this life, we are in the same path as master, right? So that when we devote ourselves, right, after the next life, we are still proceed on the same targets, right? Same path. So these are the whole songs. The songs that I highlight in the red square actually coming from 3 chapter. 3 chapter. I will disclose later. So I want to share over here is, you see, when I wrote this lyric, now we becomes a songwriting. So you can imagine that during COVID, I wrote this song during COVID, 2021, when we have the whole world has a hard times, especially when we face a hardship. Who is with us? Who is doing the Zoom? Who is dedicate her time, her strength to start again the Lotus Sutra, right? If you remember, Master start again the Lotus Sutra in 2020 because of COVID. She want to comfort our hardship, our frustrate, our depression. That's why she deliver the last 3 chapters. So who is stand behind? Master. So every step that we are going out, deliver the mask, PPE, we don't feel alone, sir, because you have given us the strength. I depend on the strength, the Buddha strength. You remember the chapter 20, the Buddha strength, 如来神力. That's a strength that coming from Master through the Zoom. What we always Master say that this is a supernatural, right? Actually, is a way, the strength, right? And we're seeing, but because of that, we're seeing these kind of dedications, the teaching draw a lot of energy from Master. That's why we start seeing unsteady footstep, sharing from a lot of brother and sister in Taiwan when they saw Master step during that time is really unsteady. So I know that. So I just put it in the song, in the lyric. So everyone when we sing it or when we know it, so you will feel the dedication, the devotion of Master to us, right? To teach us, to comfort our emotion, right? So we wish that we would like to help and protect you, but we are not allowed to fly. But our vow will never change. That's why this dedication of Master during COVID, like Zoom meeting, right? We have a lot of Zoom meeting with Master, right? Starting, that's give a lot of strength, and we pass through this COVID 3 years smoothly, right? Maybe some of the people has COVID, but they all recover. So that's the story behind. And then at the time, Master teaching about the medicine king Bodhisattva, so I start realize, oh, this kind of story is not new. It happens 2,600 years ago during the Buddha enlightenment times. It's our common experience. Are we forgot? Are we blind? Do we know that? Oh, yeah. Now we realize that even though we are separate, far apart, some in Malaysia, Singapore, I'm in US, but I feel that Master is with us, with our side. Do you feel that? When we know the story, then you know that we are not alone. It's the same things that the Buddha times, right? This Bodhisattva is looking for a Buddha, offering so eagerly, right? So, and then when we feel Master is like getting weaker and weaker, we start to pray the universe, all the Buddha and Bodhisattva, hope you will forever stay by our side. That's every time I sing this word, I cry, really. Every time I sing this song many times. When I sing this word, I cry. I really pray every day. If you heard about this crib that Master choke when she said that we need to cherish. Really, we need to cherish. The time is not long. But we still wish that Master can stay longer with us. We are not ready, really. But coming back, your entrustment, your reminder and teaching will never be forgotten. This is the chapter 22, the entrustment. See, there's a Da Vinci Code in the behind of this word. If I do not explain the whole story, nobody knows this song behind what story telling me. It's storytelling the whole truth of the Lotus Sutra. We vow for many, many lives, like 2,600 years ago, happening in, Lingshan Fa Hui, right? And the reunion again with Master. I think Master just mentioned, we will reunion again. And we will, Master become disciple become Master. Many lives, our vow will not be forgotten. It's the same thing as what happened in Medicine King Bodhisattva and the Buddha. That's why this is the whole song today. This song is give me so deep inside when every time I heard Master remind us to be cherished, I will sing this song myself. It's my vows, my prayer. Today, Su Ching always say that I want you to sing a song. Okay, live, not in envy. Okay, I put it live. I want it to be live energy. So that you can feel the story, the song, the narrative power of the song itself. It is telling the secrets of the Lotus Sutra, the secret of the Tzu Chi path. Tzu Chi is not an NGO charity. It actually has a lot of meaning over there. That's why if not, why we need to dedicate ourselves to do Lotus Sutra or Sutra immutable meaning. Right? Sutra immutable meaning, it's so wonderful. It's really a short form of the Lotus Sutra. I like it so much. The first 16 words, it already revealed the whole everything true of the enlightened ones. Yeah, and we can share later. Okay, today, for the last 5 minutes, I would like to sing these songs. Maybe start with the chorus, and then you can feel during the COVID times how Master dedicate her life. I can say that her life, her energy, just to comfort us, to pass through those hardships. Now, after 3 years, we are good. But don't forget, we should cherish and when we pray, Master stay longer with us, teach us more, and we cherish every teachings. And her entrustment we never forgot. We will pass this Lotus Sutra immutable meaning next generation. That's why I create this one, next generation, right? The young people, how I'm going to tell Sutra. When they heard about Sutra, oh my gosh, I have two 20, still teenager, like already one is 21 years old, one is 19. Yeah, I know how to communicate with the young children. That's why I think we share a common ground, common value. Yeah, that's the things, right? Common value over here. But through the music, we always share the music. I like Taylor Swift. Yeah, she like. Yeah, everyone like. But I like some of the song that she wrote is so touched about her mother. Her xiao sun is really deep inside. I also touch my heart. Okay, so today I'm going to sing these songs. Let me turn on this horns. I have to do some turn on. Okay, turn on. Okay. So I will keep this lyrics alive, and then hope you can feel how these songs look like. 遥望菩萨的心愿，是我们共同的誓愿。纵然隔着千山万水，仿佛您就在我身边。祈求诸天诸佛菩萨，让你永远在我们身边。您的付诸未曾希望，生生世世师徒的相约。当我面对艰辛的时候，是你陪伴在我身后，一步步让我心不再孤苦。你是我永远安定的力量，看着你缓缓的脚步，很想扶着您，守着您，心中不舍，无法言语，对你的誓愿不曾改变。遥望菩萨的心愿，是我们共同的誓愿。纵然隔着千山万水，仿佛您就在我身边。祈求诸天诸佛菩萨，让你永远在我们身边。你的付出未曾希望，生生世世师徒的相约。你的付出未曾希望，生生世世师徒的相约。We vow from life after life, reunion with Master again. Thank you so much for today's song, part 1. Hope that I can, every time sing this kind of song is kind of emotional, but it remind me the vows, you know, the story. I hope that today I use the 1 hour. I think you heard this song before in 2021. We broadcast it during the Chinese New Year in Hualien. So, but I never share this kind of a deep insight. What's this song? Remind me again during the last 2 clips I shared with you, especially Master share with all the certified brothers and sisters, right? So it is a cherish, a devotion and trustment. Hope that this storytelling from 2,600 years ago to Lotus Sutra will bring you back over here. We are actually doing the same story again and remind us the devotion against the Master and to all us. Yeah, don't forget, be cherished. Thank you so much. Thank you.
Wonderful sharing, Brother Poh Joo. Yeah, so I think very powerful, very enlightening, very heartfelt. really connect us to the inner secret lah, of this Lotus Sutra and also Master's heart. I think Brother Paulo really understand what a Master's vow for all of us. Yeah, really heartfelt. Really, I think when we hear Master saying that Hong Fa Listen, I somehow connect this Hong Fa Listen, what Brother Paulo is doing now, spreading this Dharma through these beautiful songs. Yeah, I think
I hope that I can actually the rhythm itself can be in English lyric. It's much more close to you, but the Chinese is already perfect. I couldn't wrote this kind of lyric right now. Really, this really is like I haven't shared how I compose those songs. It actually is like coming from the top, like it just go through me and I just rearrange it and that's it. I'm not purposely like waiting there thinking how I arrange it. No, it's just like instinct. It's coming in when something a story touch my heart. That inspirations instinct will come as well naturally. Yeah, I think that's why all the songs has to follow with a story, a touch story, especially the story that tell the great love of human beings, tell the truth of the universe. Those song meanings that really improve our humans, like. So I think those meaning, those sutra, that's a purpose for, especially the Lotus Sutra. We should entrust, right? We should entrust and leverage more and more, especially our young generations, right? Just give you some thought.
wonderful.
Okay,
Brother Paulo.
thank you. See you
Kailan
next
so much.
quarter.
Yeah. we look forward to hear from Brother Paulo again. For the next many more sessions. Yeah, so that we can understand the deeper meaning of the Lotus Sutra through your wonderful lyrics and songs. Yeah, Canon so much, Brother Paulo. Stephanie, you have something to
Brother
add?
Robert, shall we? Yeah,感恩 so much, Brother Poh and Sister Yu Chan, for such a wonderful and inspiring sharing today. Inspiring and actually drawing us closer and closer to Master's heart. And Brother Robert, just like to remind that we would like to take a group photo with Brother
Please.
Poh and also Sister Yu Chan.
Yeah. So who will take the photo? Sister YY?
Okay.
Yeah. Sister YY. Yeah.
Yeah. 1, 2, 3.
Canon so much, Canon, brothers and sisters for joining us, and Canon to Sister Yu Chan and Brother Paulo for the wonderful sharing. Okay, now we will end the session. We will pay homage to Buddha and Sangha together. Okay, please put our palms together. First bow, second bow, and third bow. Canon, everyone. Have a safe day, everyone. Okay, we'll catch up with Brother Paulo again. Bye-bye. Take care.
Thank you.
Bye.
Bye.
Most
Thank you.
so much. Take
感恩
care. Bye-bye.
everyone. Thank
Bye,
you.
everybody.